So yeah, man, I made a video about this last night, but that was kind of a shortened version, man, because it was late at night and I was tired. I just wanted to get it off. So I'm making it again. Yeah, this is part two of the same thing, but also kind of part one because I'm talking about the same thing. But yeah. So it hit me one day, man. And I get these downloads sometimes, man, from my spirit, right? Or my spirit, the cosmos, wherever the hell they come from. I get these downloads, man. And something that hit me one day was that you are your own God and you are your own devil. You understand? So we make, in religion, we make the God and the devil these external entities, man. But I really think they represent energies that are present within you, right? And I don't think it's a black and white thing. I don't think you straight up either God or devil. I think it's a polarity. If you study the 7 Hermetic principles, you have the law of polarity where, there really is no necessarily, how do I say this? The law of polarity where, things are on a spectrum. Things are on a scale. So it's not necessarily a black and white. It's just at a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like, there's no certain point where hot turns to cold or cold turns to hot. Hot and cold are both temperature in, different degrees of each other. So I think it's the same thing when it comes to, your God energy and your devil energy. So what the fuck is that in my head? Get your ass out of there. So when it comes to when you in your God, and let's say you got the neutral point, let's say you in your God energy and you moving towards the right, you leaning towards the right, you are vibrating in love, positivity, gratitude, appreciation, abundance, all those butterfly, pretty, positive terminologies. You understand? And you are you are behaving in a positive space, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And not only that, you are affecting others with that positivity. And personally, also, I also consider, self-awareness a God energy. I consider, working on yourself a God energy. And then if you take that middle point, if you lean into the left, you in your devil energy, right? Envy, the deadly sins, but envy being one. You may be in a state of lack instead of a state of abundance. Your thinking may be negative. And just like when you're positive, you affect other people with that positivity, you may be affecting other people negatively. Your energy might be negative. You understand? And I think when it comes to the extremes of these two dualities, right? I think on the far extreme of the God energy, which I don't think there's a human being existing who exists at the end of the God side of the polarity. It may be something close, but I don't think they're there. But on that extreme, you have mythical figures like Jesus Christ, the Buddha, and maybe some others, right? And then on the extreme end of the negative, what we call the negative polarity, you have on the extreme end of the negative polarity, and I think there are human beings who exist here. I could be wrong. This is just an opinion. I think there are human beings who exist here. You may have your dictators who kill or murder, slaughter millions of people, or you may have your Richard Ramirez's who murder and rape and all kind of crazy stuff. So I think these are both dualities of the same thing. And going through life, you determine which side of the polarity you sit on. And like I said, this polarity is degrees. So some days you may be leaning more into the God energy. Some days you may be leaning less into the God energy, right? Some days you may be leaning slightly into the devil energy. Maybe you're just a hater. Maybe you're just hating on people and envious and want people to fail. right? You may be leaning into your devil energy a little bit. So I think it's polarity. Some days you may feel it. Some days you may feel up here. Some days you might be down here. You know what I mean? But yes, I do think these are energies that are within ourselves that we have made external. And to my knowledge, I do believe some of this is in connection with. You know, when it comes to all that, when it comes to all that Egyptian stuff, man. You know, I know that stuff in a scattered way. I know that stuff in pieces, man. But I don't know all that stuff in detail, man. All that set and horror stuff. You know, I know some of it, but I don't know it all in detail. But I do think a lot of this, you know, stems from those mythologies. But we made all these energies external. You know, and mind y'all, I'm just speaking from my experience, my opinion, and what I intuited. You understand? I ain't no goddamn spiritual guru. I ain't trying to tell you what to believe. I don't care if you think I'm wrong, because this ain't about that. I'm just saying, this is just where I'm at. You understand? If you relate to this, and this is where you at, you know, you can come on over to this side. You can like, you can comment, you can get down with it. If you disagree, that's cool too. But I'm not here to argue or debate with you, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.